Happy Saturday to you all. We started our day off today on the hunt for some eggs. We are lucky enough to live in a beautiful little village in Norfolk, and there's loads of people with hens. So we went down the road and tried to find some from our usual lady, however she didn't have any. But as we were there, the next door neighbour poked her head out and said, "Do you need some eggs?" And I said, "Absolutely." So for £1.50 we got these little guys, and as you can see they've still got the straw stuck to them, so fresh out of the hen house. I don't think you can get any fresher than these little beauties. So our big job today was to head off to a supermarket. We went to Asda just because it was convenient today with our family activities location wise, and we actually needed to get some school uniform for my partner's boys. So Asda's a really good place for this. A lot of it is 100% cotton, obviously not organic, but does the job. So for this week we've actually got quite a lot of fish and meat already in the freezer. So we're looking for some fruit and veg, some top up bits and pieces, and as ever on the hunt for organic, although not everything was organic. We love these beetroot. My partner juices these quite often, and sometimes we have them in like a smashed salad with pomegranate, super nice. We always go through these organic gala apples. Everyone in the family likes these. And these organic tomatoes were just 20p more than your standard high quality vine tomatoes. So for an extra 20p, obviously we went organic. We did have a rummage in the yellow ticket section, which is where all the discounts are. Unfortunately, there really wasn't too much. We did get that parsley for 60p. Now, our plan this evening is to have a barbecue, so we need some bits and bobs for that. So we went out and got some of the sweet corn, and we also got some fruit because the boys love fruit in the week. Where possible, we like grass-fed butter, but as you can see, all the butter was pretty expensive in Asda, over £3. So we decided we had enough in the cupboard at the moment. I want to make some ice cream from scratch. So you can do this with very minimal additives by using condensed milk, some double cream, and then a topping or ingredient of your choice. We're going to do chocolate. We also needed some water, and we managed to pick this one up for £3.38 for 6, which wasn't too bad. So this is our haul. Obviously when we get home I'll show you everything. We had some time to kill whilst picking up my partner's eldest boy, who's been at friends all day, so we went to a park and I picked these beautiful flowers. Now we're back home, I'm going to show you a few bits of our haul. We love potatoes in our household, full of vitamins and great for you. So we got these, and we managed to get this sourdough, which I think were 2 for £3. So that's actually really, really good value. And sourdough, out of all the breads out there, is actually quite good for you compared to most. And as you can see, there's not a lot of rubbish in them in terms of extra ingredients. So a little sojourn over to ice cream land. As you can see, this cream just contains milk. Repeat, just milk. And this stuff looks like it's been around since World War II, but you can buy it still. Condensed milk. In there, it is just milk and sugar, I believe. So not very healthy for you, but no additives as such. So essentially, you mix these two in together, add any toppings you like. Back to this in a moment. So I don't know where you keep your produce. We try and keep as much of it in the fridge as we can, but as a family we find sometimes we need a bit of an overflow situation. So we got these wine crates, and we use these with a little bit of kitchen towel to store some excess fruit and veg. I'm just going through this one now because it's a bit minging. So I'm going to remove anything that's mouldy, change out the kitchen roll at the bottom. Here are the eggs we bought earlier, a lovely part of the haul. And here's my freshly created box of produce. How nice does that look? Here are my flowers. Just put them in a little glass for now. They look really beautiful. So in terms of some other bits and pieces, we got the apples, we got peppers, vine tomatoes, and we also got some organic cucumber. I actually love organic cucumber, made with sort of sesame seed oil, Vietnamese style. So we're going to have a barbecue tonight, so we're just boxing up a few bits and bobs, chopping board, foil, knives, bread, some burgers, we've got some chipolatas, And we also got some of this bone marrow. Got this the other day from the butcher. Apparently bone marrow is really, really good for you. But we need to separate it. Online it said either use a meat cleaver or get your butcher to do it. Now we don't have a meat cleaver. So as you can see, my partner is going to attempt this with a saw. And we actually didn't have too much luck with the saw. However, we have another plan in the form of the small axe that you can see on the left hand side. So this was much more effective. You need to split these so you can get the marrow out. The marrow is a fat contained within the bones of an animal. This is beef. A beef bone marrow, really good for you. I'm going to roast it in the oven, and then you can scoop it out and use it to thicken up sauces, stocks, that type of thing. I'm assuming you can freeze it as well. And I guess you can make bone broth from the bones. However, we've recently bought an organic chicken, have just done that. So we've got chicken bone broth for the week, which will form the basis of a lovely soup. As you can see, we're nearly into this bone marrow. It's absolutely tricky, but it was actually really fun. This is the technique that works best, axe and hammer. Bang. You can see all that beautiful marrow inside. Can you see it's kind of that dark pink? Has anyone else had bone marrow? Do you eat bone marrow? I think it's something that's fallen out of fashion. So I went in and looked online, just had a look at some of these health benefits. It's full of collagen, so it's great for your bones. Full of vitamin B12, iron, a lot of good stuff in here, but it's calorific. 100 grams of it contains near enough 800 calories. Repeat, 800. So you just want a little bit of this, otherwise you may end up the size of a house. I've put on several stone since being in a relationship, and I am not sure how I feel about it. I keep trying to get it off, it doesn't seem to be working. Does anyone else find this an older age, or is it just me being lazy or not doing it properly? Okay, so now we've got a bit of inspiration. Back to our bone marrow. Here it is in all its glory. And it's nice and pink. Recipe online says pink is good. Here's Jack the cat, looking regal, obviously wanting some bone marrow. Hello. He's so cute, I love him. Okay, so back to the barbecue. This is our setup for the evening. We've got an outside rug, a couple of deck chairs, some bean bags, and a fire pit. We actually found the fire pit behind the shed. It is a bit rusty, but we've been using it. It's been pretty good. We bought a griddle to sit on top of it from Amazon, which is really cool. So we've got some coal in there, some scrunched up newspaper, and then my partner is just whipping up some kindling, as you do. Bits of old bed, I think, that's in our shed. And then we got one of the boys to come and light the fire, because it's so much fun, isn't it? Anyone else enjoying lovely barbecues while we're having this beautiful weather at the moment? Or is it just us? I think we're going to have another one tonight as well. Barbecue heaven. Look at that. There's something very primal about fire, isn't there? This is going to cook all our food tonight. Cool. It's starting to really get hot now. Okay, briefly back now to the ice cream. So I just happened to have this big tub of Cadbury's. I know it's not organic, probably full of additives, but I just happen to have it in the cupboard. So in here we're putting the condensed milk, and as you can see that looks sort of quite transparent, very lucid, strange sort of substance. Very well bought too. And I'm going to put all this double cream in here. Pop that in liberally, and then I'm going to mix in the cocoa powder. Really should use nice organic stuff, but hey ho, this is what we've got at the moment. Mix, 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 and then it's so simple. You just separate it into a couple of different tubs and freeze it. Within a couple of hours it's ready as ice cream. We're going to leave ours in overnight. I'll show you tomorrow how these have turned out. Back to the barbecue. Here we go. We're doing some corn on the cobs. Lovely to get the kids involved. So we've got some organic grass-fed butter in there with the cob. They're going to go onto the barbecue in these foil packages, and then we're just going to finish them off at the end without the foil. Just char grill them a little bit. On they go. We also decided to do some sweet little red peppers. And we're just popping them on the edge because it is very, very hot in this fire pit right now. So my partner made these awesome burgers. He's actually the best burger maker I know. So that is 100% grass-fed beef mince. And then he put some beef tallow, I believe, in there. Again, that was organic. And he made it himself. He actually reduced it down from bones. Very clever. Very cheap. Much cheaper than buying beef tallow online. You'll often see it's 15, 20, 25 quid, which is absolutely crazy. Got a few little chipolatas on there just because they are nice and easy to cook and quick, and the kids love them. These are organic as well. We found a butcher's called Harvey's in Norwich that we like to go to. It has a lot of organic meat. It's very, very hard to find grass-fed organic, we've found locally. And here is one of the finished burgers. Yes, we do have American cheese on that, which is filthy. Probably not the best for us, but look, gherkin, tomato, bun. Going down, an absolute treat. I also decided to make my own chimichurri, which is a parsley and chilli drizzle, and have that on a courgette. So we did have some vegetables, but not going to lie, we did finish off with a little treat. We had these marshmallows, which were very, very gooey and caramelised very nicely. Boys love them. Actually, found them a bit sickly myself, but feel like it has to be done. So that's it for today. I'll catch up with you later in the week.